before we start this teaching, I want to explain from the Buddhist perspective of the relationship between guru or teacher and the student is very, very important. It is very important to purify our mind, and also very important to see our true nature of the mind. So from Buddhist viewpoint, we cannot see our true nature of the mind unless there's some teacher, guru, who will give you lesson. And by receiving blessing from the guru, you are able to, guru will introduce you to the nature of the mind. And once guru introduces you to the nature of the mind, then you are able to first learn listening to the teaching, and then you investigate, examine, and then you meditate, and then finally you are able to see your true nature of the mind. So this is very important from the Buddhist perspective. Without receiving blessing from the teacher or guru, you are unable to see that mind. We do have this mind, exists everyone, but to recognize the mind, we need also blessing from the masters, lineage masters, and the guru transmissions. By receiving this blessing, will remove your obstacles and open your mind. So this is very important. So here Buddha said in the sutra, first sutra called a ray of stoke sutra. So there are lots of different sutras, different types of sutras. In this sutra, Buddha said, so 9 attitudes, so to open our mind, 9 attitudes, which you should rely on your gurus or the masters. So number 1 is like a wise young son. Number 2 is like a Vajra. Number 3 is like the earth. And number 4 is the attitude with which you should rely on a teacher or your master or guru. It shows the way you should think about carrying out the responsibility of your relationship with the guru. So these attitudes are divided into 6. Your mind should be like an all-encompassing mountain like big mountain. Mind should be like an ordinary servant. Your mind should be like janitor or the custodian, and your mind should be like vehicles. Your mind should be like a dog. Your mind should be like a boat. So let me explain this one. Like a wise young, so Buddha said, so maybe young father and very young son. So young son, wise, but have to learn a lot because of the experience yet very young, but very smart, a very sharp mind, but inexperienced, so I have to learn lots of things. So he think who should learn my skills from maybe your father will give you everything, teach you, give you advice, and show you what should you do in your life, which is the best way you can do this, etc. Something like that. But the children, the son is very young, but very wise. So wise means he or she able to distinguish which way I can follow. I mean, I should respect my parent. At the same time, I can take benefit, take advantage from my knowledge from my parent. So this is something like, like you should distinguish and take advantage of the teaching from your gurus and your master. And like Vajra, it means Vajra is kind of like very indestructible. Ordinary stone cannot destroy the Vajra, right? Vajra is, generally speaking, very solid, very strong. It is indestructible. Ordinary stone cannot destroy the Vajra. So similarly, your attitude to maybe not should be like strong, strong, because there are many how can I say, evil people may say, oh, why are we studying this text? What's the purpose? Better to, if you're weak, then you will listen to your, like friends, and then you lose your practice, lose your dharma, isn't it? So no matter so you are very wise and you know what to do, So when this happens, people lose. Some people, if your mind is very weak, maybe you say, oh, I don't want to practice dharma, Something, you should be like that. Like the earth, it means you should carry everything, not disheartened or not discouraged to practice dharma, because it is simply not easy this generation time especially. There are many obstacles, and so your ultimate goal is, you are not looking, Dharma practitioner, we are not looking only temporary happiness, but we are sacrificing, long-term interest, or we are looking long ultimate goal, So what is our ultimate goal is, from Buddhist perspective, is nirvana, nirvana, liberation, enlightenment, three different types of enlightenment, Hinayana, four destroyer, solitary laser enlightenment. Mind, we are looking, looking nirvana and peace is lasting peace and lasting happiness. So in order to achieve that, it is not easy, You should be like, your mind should be like earth. So there's no complaint from the earth. Carry everything, mountain, water, trees, everything carried by the earth. So your mind should be something like that, when we are, because we are looking, nirvana. We cannot buy the nirvana, only coming from through your practice and meditation. No matter how, difficult, but you will be able to minimize when you encounter with some difficult then you have to take task and look in, with a wider perspective, with skillful mind, skillful mind, not losing your practice, but you want, but there is some difficult time, then you need skillful mind. Skillful mind means making your mind 2 point, so not just making your mind 2 point. One mind is maybe think very difficult, but one side of the mind look from some good qualities, so that will minimize this difficult, and you are continuously able to carry your practice. So so this is like a mountain, like ordinary servant. So generally speaking, ordinary servant is kind of like people who have lower job, like cleaning toilets, or like in India, like these ordinary people, they can do anything, whatever. If these somebody says you do, they can do anything, like ordinary people. So it means once you have guru like Telopa, Naropa, you may hear the story of Milarepa, relationship between Milarepa and Marapa, relationship between Telopa and Naropa. So all this story, so how they achieve realization, how they sacrifice to take responsibility, sacrificing for their gurus in order to achieve enlightenment. So that's like, you not discourages, so anything. Like a janitor, like janitor is kind of like cleaner or custodian, right? So the people have, so you should listen teaching with the no pride, no conceit. So pride, conceit, then you will not receive blessing, and virtues will not follow into your mind, which is just like balloon in Tibet. Many Krishna balloon full of air, So you desire water, so it's just like balloon, and then full of air. You want water, impossible, Water can, so something. It means you want to receive blessing, with no pride, and we just follow into your mind. So easy to open your mind. And like a like a vehicle, it means so you can complete your jobs and finish and go to the destination where you want to go. You start job and finish the job, So when you start meditation, end the meditation. Start practicing, and so you will carry, until you achieve your goal and your wishes. And like a dog does not mean you act like dog, but like humble attitude. See the dogs, honor and relationship between owner and dogs. So, and like a board means you will carry all this heavy load, and you will achieve to your destination, isn't it? So this kind of 9 attitude, so will help you to receive blessing, and that will open your mind. So once you open your mind, so why this is the right? Because as I mentioned before, in order to see this, to see our true nature of the mind, it's not easy. So therefore, the reason why meditation on the true nature of the mind is essential, because Buddha said, if you listen this, your guru will introduce this true nature of the mind, and then you think and meditate, eventually you will be able to achieve the ultimate reality. The reason is there are three reasons. Number one is all realities, when we talk about all realities, are but mental phenomena. Mental phenomena. Number two reason is deficiencies arising from the not meditating on the true nature of the mind. Number three is the benefit of meditating on this true nature of the mind. So let me explain. All realities are but mental phenomena. Buddha said in the sutra, it's called the Samputa Sutra. Buddha said all things, external and internal, are designated by the mind. Apart from the mind, nothing else exists. So when we talk about all the phenomena, right? We talk about external phenomena, we talk about internal phenomena. So all are designated by the mind. Apart from the mind, nothing else. And also Buddha said in another sutra, all things are but inherent phenomena of the mind. Apart from the mind, nothing exists, not even minute particles. So you may think now, if you think about these states and this teaching of the Buddha, so you may think about what about like external phenomena we experience, like phenomena of form, smell, taste, tangible. We experience all these phenomena, right? But all this, whatever we experience are the these phenomena, right? We are experiencing contacting with our daily sensory mind, form, smell, taste, and tangible. They are because they are appearance of the deluded mind, like they are appearance of the deluded mind. They are worldly perspective reality. Our reality is our sensory object of sensory consciousness. So what do people believe, form, smell, taste, and tangibles are our reality. So all these reality perceptions, these all are the appearance of the deluded mind, right? Because deluded mind and deluded mind designated, like me and others, and then mind became more jewel. When the mind becomes jewel, we pay more attention on the appearance rather than paying attention on the reality. So therefore, so this this does not mean phenomena are designated by the mind, but those worldly phenomena, right? Worldly phenomena are appearance of the deluded mind. So jewel mind, so it is appearance. Not now here. Buddha said in the Lankara Sutra, and then we proceed to be solid entity object, and then we perceive it wrongly. then all this dual mind created all these mistake, our wrong perceptions, right? So perceptions. Then even though, so even though our nature of the mind is very gentle and soft, right? It is mind. Generally speaking, mind nature is not polluted. It is clear, luminous, and lucid. With mind nature is soft. But when our mind is polluted by this dual mind, right? Thought occur and constantly stir our mind, and we are unable to see that true ultimate nature of the mind, which is something like that. For example, like like mm, water is soft, right? Water is soft, but constantly wind blow and make water more solid, concrete. Where is this? Water is soft, right? Generally speaking, water is soft. Wind blow constantly make water more solid. So similarly, our nature mind is soft, gentle, but constantly stirred by these thoughts will make concrete, solid, like example of this soft water, So for example, like this Indian, one Indian master said, the Saraha says, even though water is soft, it turns solid like a rock, like constantly wind blowing continuously. If stirred constantly by wind and ignorant mind stir our ignorant mind. Fundamentally, we are not seeing the ultimate nature of the mind because ignorant stir our mind and constantly bring thoughts, afflictive emotions, negative impressions, negative imprint, negative see in all these stir, and we are unable to see this this ultimate true nature of the mind. So one cannot achieve realization without seeing that mind, without seeing. So this is why. So it means Buddha said when you are you have guru, relationship between guru and disciples, and you will receive the instruction and teaching about nature of the mind. But when you are listening, when Guru introduces the ultimate nature of the mind, then you will think, examining, investigating, kind of like analytical meditations, analyzing. But if you are only listening and thinking, not meditating, you will not achieve the realization, right? So you have to meditate. So without meditation, you are unable to see this ultimate true nature of the mind. You know why? This is stated. Buddha said, one cannot achieve realization merely by listening, listening just to the perfect teaching Buddha. So Buddha's teaching, perfect teaching is Buddha's 84,000 teachings. Perfect teaching is essential nature of the mind, which is, for example, like weak person may die of thirst. Weak person thirst while being carried away by this great river, river. So this analogy gives you, if your mind is weak, this will even big river will carry you away. If your mind is weak, then what happens? All kinds of problems, weakness, sadness, depression, all weak mind, right? So if you uplift your mind, like weak mind is kind of like mind lose the energy of nature of the mind. So you're not losing your mind. Weak mind means losing your mind. So losing your mind means you lose to see your. It's kind of like narrow mind, Oh, impossible, How can I overcome this problem, You just discourage yourself. So weak mind, so then what happened? Then you will suffer, You don't want to suffer, right? You will suffer because of weak mind. So what we have to do is bring your mind back. Looking not narrow mind, but looking from the good qualities of the mind, or you can minimize this situation, something like that. So then this is the one. So this means so the Dharma is ineffective unless meditate upon it. If you are not meditating, maybe just listening and thinking, you will receive some blessings, and of course you will leave some imprint, but not much effective, right? For example, like if I tell you example, like your motivation is very negative, and you recite mantra, you think it is effective. But the motivation is very pure, sincere, you will sing the song, which is better. Your motivation is motivated by negative, but you recite the mantras or whatever, mani or manipino, one mantra, or very sincere, pure motivation, you sing the song, which is better. Better song is better, right? Like you make other people more happy. Your motivation is very sincere. So you are reciting powerful mantra, but motivation is negative, is ineffective. So something like that. And like the, if we are only listening and thinking and not meditating, right, then we are like the Buddha said, like the man who has given food and drink to many people, but he or her himself dies of hunger, which is like so the Dharma is ineffective unless meditate upon it. So if you are only intellectual or listening, not meditating, it's just like man who is giving food and drink for other people, but you die with hunger, not taking the food for yourself. And like the like physician or the doctor, qualified doctor. So the doctor who possess like a gardens of treasure, people who have treasure, count the gems, 1, 2, 10, 100,000, many gems, counting the gems, without owning oneself. You just, what I mean. So you may have guardians of the treasury who have many gems, and but you are not owning these gems. You're just counting, like the servant who born into palace, like palace, yet does not own any food or drink. So the Dharma is ineffective unless meditate upon it. Like a blind artist who cannot be made to paint, market, see. So the Dharma is ineffective unless meditate upon it. Buddha said, like a boatman on a great lake who transports many cross but dies in the lake himself. Dharma is so the Dharma is ineffective unless you meditate on it. Like someone who press the prosperity of others while standing at a crossroad, yet does not achieve anything himself. So the Dharma is ineffective unless meditate upon it. If the nature of the mind is not realized, if we do not, like, it is the example, like only listening and thinking and not meditating, if the nature of the mind is not realized, it is drawn toward imaginary thoughts and is forced to wander in the three planes or three realms: desire realm, form realm, and formless realm, and the six spheres of existence. So if we do not realize nature of the mind, a man whose mind is so this is all realities are but mental phenomena. Remember, reason why we need to see this nature of the mind. Number two is deficiency arising from not meditating on the true nature of the mind, which I mentioned before. Man whose mind is totally distracted is caught between the fang of defilement. So these are now the benefit of seeing or meditating on this nature of the mind is boundless, countless benefit will arise from the meditating upon nature of the reality. Meditating only a day of the meaning of this, only just one day, or even 20 minutes, or half an hour, or 1 hour, bring you great spiritual benefit. If your meditation is effective, even don't worry about the time, you worry about the quality of the meditation. So if the quality of meditation is good, then spiritual benefit, then hearing, and examining the Dharma for many aeons, because it removes from cycling of birth and death. It will dispel many doubts. It will also help you to repulsion or the discuss about the object of sensory by continually, this by continually, constantly meditating on this mind, make your mind more tranquilities, make your mind more equipoise, and making your mind kind of like pure, purity. You will be able to see the purity of the mind. Thus you are able to, like Bodhisattvas, to to develop great compassion and working for others, what is the purpose of your life. You see your life, what is the purpose of my life is to help others, develop great compassion for others, to help others as much as I can. This is the purpose of my life. If I am only thinking of myself, then what's the difference between me and animals? Animals can survive, but we are human beings, and we have human mind, human brain. We can do many good things as much as we can. So this all this courage is coming from the understanding this true nature of mind. So therefore, now let me read this text a little bit. So we are here, I think, having found by some page. When having found leisure such as this, I do not tune myself to what is wholesome. There could be no greater deception, and there would be no greater fooling. So we are talking about the precious human rebirth, So Buddhist perspective, very, very difficult to find this precious human rebirth. In Tibet, very cold weather, So it is when receiving teaching, very harsh, not like luxury like here. Very poor conditions, no heater, but very cold. People receive teaching, some people get sick, when sitting on the floors. And there is a story about one Kadamba master, Kadamba master Geshe La Ngawang Gedun, one student who was sick and receiving teachings from him. But he sacrificed all his teaching with very cold and harsh weather, so very, very difficult. But he continued when he became sick, and one day he complained, he went to see his teacher and he complained about so very hard, this cold wind sitting on the floor. Precious human labor, and if you do not use this precious human rebirth with a good purpose. This kind of like you are deceiving yourself. And if having understood this, I still foolishly continue to be slothful when the hours of death arrives. Tremendous grief will rear its head. So if you having this precious human body, which is like boat, like boat. Our body is just like boat cross the ocean. In order to cross the ocean, we need a boat, and then we can say ferry. Ferry cross you will achieve to your destination. So this precious human, this body is like boat. So we should utilize and use our body and mind with the useful, not negative. So means try your best to do things, and then when death comes, no problem. There's no grief, no regret. You will be very happy, with joy, because I haven't done anything, I'm just happy, I'm helping other beings. So joy comes to your mind. Then if my body blazes for a long time in the unbearable flames of hell, inevitably my mind will be tormented by the fires of unendurable remorse. So when we born in the, if we born in lower rebirth, there's no opportunity for us to practice Dharma. Because continually, right? If we born in like hell, hungry ghosts, animals, so we cannot practice Dharma. So there's no opportunity. Before, right now we have good opportunity. Having found by someone conceived in this beneficiary state that is too hard to find. If now, while able to discriminate, I once again lead them into the hells. So if you are creating this, so you have this precious human rebirth, which is very difficult to find. But if you are constantly doing negative and hurting other people's, then it will disturb your mind as well as disturb your families, neighbors, everybody. So if you have kind of like good heart, good attitude, then people like you. Really, you can feel this atmosphere, feeling, you can see the feeling, negative or positive, you can feel the people, Oh, if you are very negative, self-centered attitude, then people don't like, the energy is no good, It will disturb our people's mind, and it will destroy you and everybody, So, so it means then as I do our hypnotize by spell, I shall reduce this mind to nothing. Even I do not know what is causing me confusion, what is there dwelling inside man. So confusion is, from Buddhist perspective, confusion is created by ignorance. So not understanding this reality, confusion, because we are looking for the external reality, not looking for the internal reality. So when the mind focuses on external reality, mind, so all appearance goes to the mind, almost like 100%, dominant by the appearance of the mind, and not. If you're looking only external reality, is kind of like external reality is wrong perception. External reality will give you temporary joy, but not last long. It will change because external reality is based on fundamental ignorance, which is just like you cold, you go to sun, give you some temporary joy. If you stay a long time in the sun, you burn, you want to come inside the shade. There is clear indication that external reality, external pleasures are based on fundamental ignorance, which make confuse our life, And confusion in our life means people don't want suffering, but people keep doing this all the time, and they don't want suffering. Nobody wants suffering, right? Nobody. Even little insect, you see touch the insect, they don't want suffering. No question about human beings. Nobody want tiny suffering. But because of this confusion of ignorance, we are unable to recognize and to distinguish between internal realities and external reality. External realities are the object of the sensory pleasure. So people are paying more attention on the sensory pleasure. More you pay attention on sensory pleasure, more your mind becomes dissatisfied, wanting more and more disturb your mind, if there's no kind of like, if you have no, if you do not control the mind, wanting more and more, but there's no limitation, Mind will be everywhere, like scattered, like distracted everywhere. So it means that from Buddhist perspective, so to see our nature of mind, we need to receive blessing from the masters and the guru. Is the very essential point. So once you receive blessing from the masters, will give you, introduce you this mind, then you think and meditate. Eventually, you will be able to see this mind, right? But we are seeing this mind sometimes, not very often, It's kind of like this mind is always with us, but not seeing because of this ignorance mind is so powerful, And it's almost like it totally obscure this mind by ignorance. And our daily, mind is drawn by ignorance. So this is why we are seeing the external reality, but not internal reality. Okay, thank you. Any questions? Yeah.
If you mean you say that emptiness has the ability for powerful compassion and luminosity, then even aren't the afflictions and the things generated